Hey, air signs, welcome to the Forgiving Tarot. This is a you and them reading for your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus signs. Check out your placements to get a message that most resonates with you. I'm not telling you what to do. The oracle's not telling you what to do. Ultimately, you have free will. Therefore, you make the best decision for you and those involved. If you're cross-watching or you yourself, air signs, feel that the roles are in the reverse, please reverse them, take what applies, and leave what doesn't. It's a general reading, not a private reading, so it may resonate, may not resonate. Please be aware of that. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating. It's greatly appreciated. All right. And for those of you who already follow, Three of Swords fell out. Thanks for your patience. As you can see, you could even tell in my face that I have not been okay. Okay. But we're back. So let's get this back on track. Air signs. Let's start with, write this down. Air. We can do Gemini first, then Libra, then Aqua. So we're at, let's do 1:50. All right, Gemini. Okay, let's see what's up. What's going on for Gemini? What is the situation? How are you feeling? How are they feeling? What is the outcome? Gemini. You have the Eight of Cups. There's an emotional detachment or actually just walking away. Now, when I say you and them, it can be a person. It could be something else. It doesn't have to be a person. You and whatever you are dealing with. You and your career. You and your, I don't know, outlook on life. So, you have the Two of Swords. They have the Page of Swords. The outcome is the Ten of Cups. I feel like what you're looking for is something that there is reciprocity. Where there's, I also feel like appreciation, something mutual, where there is a sense of harmony. Because the overall energy with the Eight of Cups, there is, I don't know if it's happened already, or it's just like, at least energetically, there is this, I need to move towards feeling fulfilled, emotionally fulfilled, feeling content, feeling happy. And with the Two of Swords as your feelings, this could go vice versa. Two of Swords as your feelings, there's like a blocking of everything else. And there's just this internalization, this going within. To figure out whether you're going to take path A or path B. For some of you, this is simply straight up, you're ignoring someone, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And whoever you're dealing with the Page of Swords, is watching, curious. Maybe they want to say something with this Page of Swords as well. Let's see what the Eight of Cups is. Why is the Eight of Cups the situation here for Gemini? I also feel like you're not giving your energy to someone or to something. And this may be having them question, like, why is Gemini acting like this? Why is it Eight of Cups the situation? The Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, The King of Pentacles. Temperance, Sagittarius energy at the bottom of the deck. This is giving me kind of like the feeling of I've done everything that I could, but I need to move towards something that is making sense to me in regards to my stability, security. It's almost like your heart was in something, or you were moving with something on an emotional level. And at this point with this King of Pentacles, there's more of this solidness, this grounded energy. Why is the Two of Swords here for Gemini? Eight of Swords. What is that? Okay. I'm saying what is that because I'm like 8 and 2 of Swords. That's a 6 of Swords, 6 of Wands, 2 of Cups. I have Aries energy at the bottom of the deck with the Emperor. This is about taking back control for you. Not control of someone else. Just to feel more in control of you. I also feel like you may be going back and forth with something in your mind. And maybe that's why you have this Two of Swords. Like, I can't look at what's going on around me. I really need to see what is it that I really want. Because I feel like in your mind, let's say this is a relationship. It's like, okay, well, it was going good, or I'm getting the recognition or attention or whatever. It seems like a win here, but I still feel stuck, which signifies clearly something has happened for you to feel like that. For some of you, you feel like you have gained back a sense of, I don't want to use the word power or control because it seems like a little too strong. Autonomy by not engaging with someone, with an environment, by really focusing on what is it that you can do for yourself. How do you get yourself out of something that is not working? Or, how do I detach my feelings so that I can make a sound decision? Just because we can label something as something that we like doesn't mean that it's always something that's good for us. And I think that that's the conclusion you've come to. Why is the Page of Swords on their side? The Fool, 10 of Pentacles, the Tower. They feel like something has fallen apart. Excuse me. I feel like, especially if this is a relationship, somebody feels or felt like this was stable, this was secure. And granted, maybe it was because maybe that's what you were doing. And maybe with this Two of Swords, 8 of Cups, you're like, okay, this is what I've been giving. This is not what I'm getting in return. This is not reciprocal. This is not mutual. Yeah, maybe you're wanting more because, well, if you leave food out, the roaches are going to come. You know what I mean? If you don't, they're not coming. I also feel like somebody wants to know if this is repairable. Why is the Ten of Cups the outcome? For some of you, this is a completely different story. For some of you, this could be something new, and somebody was expecting, like, not at the same level as you. Maybe they were expecting more, and you, like, if you just started out talking to someone and they're moving it quickly, and you're more on, you know, let's just be at the beginning stages. There could be like some sort of maybe kind of ghosting or yeah, like a step back. Six of Cups, Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords. Somebody wants to know why this is happening. I also get the sense that somebody is feeling like, but this feels like it's meant to be. Like, this feels like this is for me. What is the right choice? And I do believe that you do gain a sense of clarity here. If you are walking away, I also get kind of like a closure, kind of like, you know what, like, let's say it's a job. I have to leave because of this, and that. I hope you understand. And there is a sense of understanding. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles, the Death card. I'm basically repeating what I just said. Anything else for Gemini? Hanged Man, Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. Okay, now, there's also the other door, and I think that's why you have the Two of Swords. This, hold on. Let me see if I can see things from a different perspective, if things can change. Maybe if I hold off a little bit longer and just keep investing. I do really appreciate this job, or I really do love this person. I also get the sense of I really need to take care of my emotional health. Two of Wands, Six of Pentacles, the World card. Why is the World here? The Moon. There might be fears of moving on because there's uncertainty. For some of you, there will be an opportunity to reconcile if that is what you're looking for. Because you've set up some boundaries, or because you've stepped back, things start to change. In a sense of like, just because things start to change doesn't mean it's like a miraculous change where it's like changed now forever. It's just somebody is feeling the lack, feeling the pain, feeling the loss. I do feel, and I'm going to end your reading with this, that if you take a moment, not just a moment actually, maybe do this for a few days, a couple of days, 2-3 days or something like that. Sit and meditate, like actually give yourself some quiet time and ask for clarity, because I think that's the stuckness. That's where you're trying to get at, the clarity of the right move to make. You don't want to make the wrong move, because it's not like you completely hate whatever this situation is. I mean, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't seem like it's aligning, right? And a part of you still feels like, okay, well, maybe there's still more to go here. Maybe there's still a possibility here. But if I go in the other direction, there's a new door to open there. And there's also possibility there. Which one is the right move? So my suggestion to you, and also based on the outcome being that there is this opportunity for something new to happen if you, well, for one, have faith that something new is going to happen, something better is going to happen, that the boundaries that you set, that the holding, that the kind of like pushback a little bit, but kind of like the pushback is like, but with all due respect and respect for myself, it's not like, oh, I'm pushing back because I'm being mean or because I'm being vindictive, or I don't feel like there's any kind of malice there. It's just more of like, what is right for me? Because I can't keep going in this circle. So, sometime ask for clarity. And I think that you'll get some sort of answer that will help you to pick a path. Okay, moving on. Let's go to Libra. My goodness. Spoke too long. What does that say? Libra. Okay. Libra, Libra, Libra. 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 Libra, you have the Three of Swords, Ace of Cups, Justice, that's you, Three of Wands. Immediately I looked at all the threes that showed up, and I'm like, okay, there's something here that you've created. There's steps that you've taken already, and there is maybe even communication that was had. There's been already kind of like, how do I say, an experience that has started, and it's to create something new, something that you're that's close to your heart with this Ace of Cups. Why is the Three of Swords the situation? Three of Pentacles. Is this a third party situation? And again, I always have to remind, third party, there's the devil. Third party doesn't have to be that it's another person. Oh my gosh, I'm being cheated on. Could be. Could be. Third party just means that there is something else that's interfering between you and someone else, or you and something else. So it could be, oh, you know what's interfering is this person's, I don't know, addiction to spending money, and we can't pay our bills. The interference is this job situation, and I need to put more of my energy there, and because of that, my relationship isn't working out very well. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's something here that either there is someone regrets something, or there's a loss of some sort, or kind of like needing to move on from something that either didn't work out or is just interfering. Three of Swords represents heartache, represents disappointment. Why is the Ace of Cups? You have Temperance, Page of Swords, Lovers. It's Gemini energy. of Cups is for you. It can go vice versa. You've been waiting for this for some time. Patiently waiting. Now, okay, these cards are just flying. Magician. Let me see what this Justice card is on the other side. Why is the Justice card here? Four of Swords, Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and then High Priestess. Somebody, okay, whoever you're dealing with may... The High Priestess being here, to me, just kind of indicates it's not being shown, it's not really being seen. There's something here that has to do either with home, a marriage, some sort of structure. And whoever this is, and this could be you because the Justice card is on this side, but there seems to be this almost this readiness to fight, but I'm tired. Why is the Three of Wands here? Six of Cups, Death, Two of Wands. What is the Two of Wands? Why is the Devil here? Could simply be a Capricorn. But Capricorn is 7th of you, right? No, it's not. Capricorn is Libra, Scorpio, Sag, 4th house, home. For some of you, this is about a move. Hold on a second. The puzzle is not puzzling right now for me. What is this? Okay. One second, Libra. Did you move on to something? Because it feels like from the cards that I'm getting here, kind of like an energy of moving on, of leaving the past in the past. Now, this is more energetically. It could be that you did move on from something. But I feel like there's kind of like this moving on. This, I've been waiting, I've been looking, and I've made already a decision within me that my heart is opening to something that is new, that's more loving, where I can pour my energy into, because I'm either done waiting or done feeling like the victim or done feeling like I'm constantly needing to see the other side of the coin. For some of you, you've healed from or are in the process, it's feeling better from a situation that has caused you some sort of pain. Could even be in the work environment as well. Three of Pentacles. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I feel like this person is internally battling with this situation. Might not even be letting that show. What's coming next? What's coming next? Why is the... Something just wasn't working. But change is scary. Change is scary. For some of you, this was all to help you realize that you don't need something else externally to change, to support, to whatever, or another person to validate, to, there's some, okay. This is the story that I'm picking up on. Somebody's like, I really need this. This needs to go this way. I would like for it to be this way. I think it would work out well this way. And I think the external circumstance, person, whatever, was not giving into that. And there's something about that that just is not right. Like, kind of like wrong timing. There wasn't a readiness, something, yeah. Or that, it's not even readiness. It's like that situation or that person came in at the right time for you to experience this so that you can realize that it's not about that thing, that person. The experience is for you to feel a sense of autonomy. Must be the word of the day, because I said that for Gemini. And I don't feel like necessarily the situation or the person is like bad or had. It just happened to be that way. And that person or that situation was propelling you for the next step. Whatever that is. Let me give you an example. Let's say you were constantly like, no, this has to be like this. Let's say you worked in a toxic environment. No, I really love this job, but it's literally destroying you mentally or even financially or whatever. You're like, but I'm not going to let go of it. But it keeps pressuring you to make a different move. So you feel hurt because it's not going in the way that you would like for it to go. There's something where you had to change the perspective or you had to change your mind about something. Or a person. This person has to change. This person has to be like this. So things could go according to plan so that things could be happier. But it wasn't about that. It was about, here's a situation you don't like. What is it that you can do where you feel happier in the situation, or you feel... I know exactly what I'm trying to say, but I don't think I'm verbalizing it properly. I'm trying to see if I can give you an example. It's like if you're with someone who, I don't know, bro, you constantly ask them to do the dishes. We need to do the dishes. That's part of our responsibility, right? The right thing to do is to wash the dishes. Like, everything that you came up with was very logical, and it's going to work out that way. But the other person just doesn't do it. They don't do it. And you're like, why aren't you doing it? I don't understand. And the whole experience was to help you see something, whether it's, well, if you gotten to the point where they're at, that maybe you would do the same thing. I don't know if it's about seeing yourself in the other person. It's not necessarily about having compassion or understanding, but it's about getting some sort of clue about you. I don't know if that makes sense. And the situation could simply be, well, if you're constantly getting upset and then you're the one doing the dishes, maybe the lesson is to just leave the dishes there and see if they get done. Well, they're not going to get done. Well, see if they get done. And if they don't get done, are you going to keep tolerating that? You know, are you going to set a boundary? How are you going to approach the situation now? Are you going to constantly keep your mouth shut to just keep the peace? Are you going to constantly argue and not get any kind of results? There's something about that you're doing the same way and expecting something to change, but it's what has to change is the way that you're approaching the situation that you don't like. And there's something about where you have to return to you. Well, you know what? Now I'm buying paper plates. Problem solved. But I like eating on actual plates because I feel more civilized. Yeah, but there's a little bit of compromise, maybe sacrifice or something that you have to do so that you don't feel so stressed out. There's something like that here. I don't know specifically what your situation is, but that is the general idea that I'm getting for your reading. And I feel like with this Ace of Cups on your side, there's a letting go of something that you were constantly eyeing. Is it going to change? I am constantly waiting for this. There's a choice here that you've made for yourself so that you can manifest differently. And the only way you manifest differently is approaching the situation differently. All right, moving on. Aquarius. 33. Okay, Aquarius. 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 Okay. Ten of Swords. Goodness. Page of Wands. Chariot. Cancer energy. Could be dealing with a water sign, fire. Queen of Swords was the outcome. I feel like the overall energy for the air sign reading is everyone is coming to some sort of conclusion that something has to give. I have to do something differently. There's a bit of like a pressure to move. Why is the Ten of Swords the situation here for Aquarius? We've had enough. We've had enough. What song is that? Oh my gosh, that's gonna bother me now. Right? I think it goes something like, I've had enough, we've had enough. Oh no, is it we've had enough, we've had enough? My goodness. When is the shuffling gonna be done? I feel like there's almost a sense of finality. Like, I've had enough. I knew right from the beginning that you were not winning. I knew right from the start. In an arrow through my heart. Round and round. What goes around comes around. I'll tell you why. Rat, round and round. So there could be a situation that you felt like you were going round and round with. And it could have even been like done and over with if somebody just put down their swords. Like, this chaos, drama, whatever, could have ended a long time ago if somebody just said they were waving the white flag. Ten of Pentacles. Could be a family situation. Doesn't have to be. Or something that's already like stabilized. Something that you've worked on already. That you've invested, given. And it lasted for what it lasted. This whole round and round had to be round and round for quite some time. Because it was the only way that you were actually going to, hold on, let me think about this. Because you know what I'm also getting, Aqua? I feel like this sense of like, when you set something down, that's it. I am loyal to this. You will not break me on this. I'm here to stay, kind of thing. And that's why it keeps going again and again and again. Let's keep going. Why is the Page of Wands on your side? So Page of Wands is about enthusiasm, excitement, starting something. Knight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Are you celebrating too soon? What is that? Why is the Chariot here? Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Death card. The Death card keeps showing up. Okay, whether this is on your side or their side, whatever, it's on your side. But if it's vice versa, again, take it as it resonates. There's almost like this readiness to start something. But I wonder if you're celebrating too soon. Hold on. Why is the Death card here? Three of Swords. Why is the Queen of Swords the outcome? Ace of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. There's a sense of finality here. I can't shake off the feeling, and then the cards that come out are kind of indicating that too. Ten of Swords, I saw the Eight of Cups, Death card is here. World card is at the bottom of the deck right now. So I can't tell if it's an ending of a cycle. What is this Hermit here? Lovers. I get the sense that somebody needed to grow up, and maybe both. If this is between you and another person, maybe it's both of you needed to grow up. Because sometimes, as they say, growing pains, sometimes it's through pain that we grow. Because it's really shitty that way. Sometimes we need to feel the pain to be like, oh, you know what? I got to do something different because I don't like how this feels. I feel like with this outcome as the Queen of Swords, there's a new perspective, a fresh outlook. Tell me more about this Page of Wands with the Knight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Okay, there's a bit of a back and forth. Again, this is on your side, but if it's not you, it's the other person. Take it as it resonates. My hair's all over the place. It just seems like this readiness. Oh, let's do this. But then, at the same time, there's a bit of a holding back because I'm going to end up losing. No. It's an avoidance. Okay, tell me more. Four of Cups, Two of Swords, Nine of Swords. Okay, I don't know if this is you or the other person, but I feel like someone is missing this readiness, this, oh, I'm going to do this. There's an avoidance of feeling either alone or a loss. I get the sense of almost burying certain feelings that need to be dealt with. And that, yeah, that's what I'm getting. I don't know if this is buried sadness, anxiety, worry, something that you don't want to look at. Maybe something was a missed opportunity. It's almost like jumping into something. No. It's kind of like, you know, when they say, if you leave a relationship and then you get into another one, it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. You didn't do the healing. You didn't take some time for yourself. You just jump it into something. That's the type of energy that I'm getting. There's like a, well, never mind those feelings. Let's do this. Like quickly wanting to fix something. Three of Pentacles. You want to feel, or somebody wants to feel a sense of like a freedom of, not freedom. There's almost like a carelessness, but carelessness is not the word. A carefree vibe. And then the other side is wanting to move on, move forward, but they're like at a different level. And there's almost like this struggle of an underlying control issue. Because if one person wants to be more carefree, don't tell me what to do, don't blah, blah, blah. And the other person is trying to control as well, because by telling you what to do is a form of them feeling secure. Not secure that they're telling you what to do, but the fact that they can rely on your consistency. How do I explain this? It's like a tug of war. Here's the example. It's like a tug of war of avoidant versus anxious. And the anxious wants to hold on because I'm going to hold on, right? I'm holding on, and until the anxious doesn't feel anxious, where they're like, okay, well, I can trust because you're being consistent and reliable. And this is something that makes me feel secure enough because I can trust that. Because I know you're not going to abandon me. Because, you know, this is inner child issues, because a child grows and thrives on consistency because they know what to expect. It's not because they want to control the situation, but because knowing what to expect gives you a sense of relief. You don't have to worry. You trust that it's going to work out. That's the anxious needing that. The avoidant runs away because it's like, I need to step back because I need to breathe. I am being suffocated. And by me running away, that means I don't have to deal with this. This is too much coming on to me. And I feel a sense of security when I don't have to deal with something that's pressuring me, or that's what's the word in English? Kind of like urging something. Because what if I make the wrong move? What if I just want time for myself, and it's not personal, and it's just for me, and now I'm responsible for making you feel bad. And I don't want to feel that, and I want to avoid that. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's two people wanting a sense of control, but differently. And it's all because they want to feel a sense of security. They want to trust. I don't know why. I don't see anything particular in the cards, but I do feel a sense of For some of you, you could have dealt with something physical. Because I almost get like hurt physically. Tell me more about the outcome. Empress, Judgment, Five of Cups. This is all learning to be okay with oneself. A person who has an anxious attachment style is a person who needs to learn to be okay with themselves. This reliability within themselves. This I can do for myself. Somewhere along the lines, an anxious attachment style person was told or experienced something where they were like, I can't. I can only feel safe if my environment tells me or acts like I'm safe or something like that. And as an adult, you are the one that provides that sense of security and stability and reliability for yourself. So when you are with people who give you that sense of anxiousness because they're not consistent, it's because you're needing to be consistent with yourself. You need to rely on yourself. You need to, in your mind, tell somebody to go kick rocks and not, I mean, you can love the person a lot, but you're going to have to convince yourself of like, okay, kick rocks because I have to hold my own hand kind of thing. You can be by my side, but I cannot consistently rely on you for me to feel like I am safe and secure. Now, obviously, that's for the extreme. If it's normal, yeah, you have to, people that don't have like these trust issues or whatever, normally you would feel a sense of reliability and consistent in a healthy relationship. But when it's to the extreme where you feel anxious, now for the person who's avoidant, the only way to grow and to get opportunities is not to constantly lose connections that you can balance into your life. There needs to be a sense of giving in, basically. So when an avoidant is constantly attracting someone who attaches, constantly like, oh, they're constantly giving, constantly smothering me, that's because you need to do a little bit of that. Because you're not. I think there needs to be a step back from both parties. Because although there is potential for growth here and whatnot, something doesn't seem like it's working right now for the time being. There isn't an openness. I also get that for some of you, something ended and you want to see someone receive their karma, or vice versa. All right, I'm going to leave it there. That one was super specific. I'm sorry, Aquarius, if you're not going to resonate with that. Because to me, it seems like there's a bigger thing that's going on. Now, for some of you, it's a situation that you're ready to move on from. And you're needing to be more astute for whatever's coming next. I also get the grass isn't greener on the other side. There's something here about this reading that keeps telling me that there's some... I was saying this to Libra. There's something about you and the other person, if this is between you and another person, that the situation is occurring the way that it is occurring because both of you have to change something. And I don't mean like, oh, okay, so we change and then we're together. That could be. Doesn't have to be that. Because it's kind of like the cliche thing that, yeah, you deal when people are like, wow, I keep dealing with the same type of person, just different face. Well, what in your frequency keeps attracting that? That matches you. How does it match me? I don't even like that. I'm trying to repel that. Well, the only way you can repel, which is not necessarily repel, it's just not attract it. It's not going to resonate with you if it doesn't vibe at the same frequency as you. There's something that either you have to see differently, do differently. Bro, inner work, deep thinking is not very easy because it takes a while. Sometimes we keep attracting the same things that we don't like because deep down inside, we actually feel comfortable with it. Example, like a man could be like, why do I always attract women who are constantly yelling at me, telling me what to do? Like, they're just always screaming. I don't know, maybe when you were a kid, your mom was constantly screaming at you or screaming at your dad or something. And because you lived in that environment, although it wasn't the best and it didn't feel good, but the familiarity, the feeling, the actual feeling of feeling like something feels familiar always feels like home. So subconsciously, this feels familiar. And familiarity means comfort, means home. It feels cozy. Like the general feeling of familiarity. And it doesn't care if it's something positive or negative. You're going to have to change the definition of what that means. You know what? Women screaming at me, that's not familiar to me anymore. Because now I'm not 13 years old. I am 47. That past is long gone. That past doesn't even exist because the past doesn't exist. Did it happen? Yeah, happened. Doesn't exist. It's kind of like saying, oh, you know what? I used to have, I don't know, $100,000 in the bank. But now I have 500. Doesn't exist. Yeah, it did at one point, but that's not helping you now. Anyway, these readings went very different than I expected. So, if it resonated, let me know down in the comments down below. Be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.